What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So in this video, I'm going to investigate and create a discussion, hopefully, on is going MGTOW a good idea for men in the 21st century? So, as many of you are probably aware, gynocentrism is rife in the 21st century. And men are obviously going to be at the receiving end of it because a lot of what goes on in Western society today is beneficial for the woman. And this comes at the detriment of men. So I really want to have a look at whether men going MGTOW is a good idea for men in the 21st century. Because in these modern times, men are falling less and less. Men are becoming more and more out of favor, and women are becoming more and more in favor. So I've actually got my phone here because I wanted to give some definitions for MGTOW levels, because MGTOW is the acronym standing for Men Going Their Own Way. So I just want to have a look at the different concepts because I'm not going to remember all this. I was thinking there were 3 levels to MGTOW, but there's actually more. So I'm just going to read them. So you've got 5 levels to MGTOW. Level 0 is blue pill. So this is really men who are not MGTOW. It says here level 0 blue pilled. So these men are not MGTOW, by the way. So these are men who are married or lusting after women. These are treated as ATM machines, fathers of stepchildren, disposable, and even doormats by women. This is a stage of a man who is created by gynocentric society. So that's not MGTOW. So really, because I was looking at this website, really that means there's 4 levels. So I thought there was 3. It looks like there's 4. That's all good. Let me start off with level 1. So level 1 is aware. Level 1 MGTOW reject marriages. They reject the common law and don't pick up single mothers and their children. They have long-term relationships with strict guidelines set for women and make sure they will not get turned into her servant or exploited by law. Level 2, social. Level 2 MGTOW reject all type of long-term relationships. They still engage in short-term or one-night stands for sex or have open relationships / friends with benefits. They are pseudo PUA pickup artists. Level 3, civil. Level 3 MGTOW reject all personal relationships with women, including one-night stands. They may still have some platonic and loyal female friends who are selected based on intellect and loyalty. Any contact with unknown female is strictly professional. They only engage in civil activities that benefit them. Level 4, ghost. Level 4 MGTOW reject females entirely. They produce only what is necessary for survival. They will try to remain in the lowest tax bracket possible without compromising acceptable standard of living and without jeopardizing their quality and fun life. They focus on hobbies and traveling. Level 5, exile. Level 5 MGTOW drop out of society altogether. For common public or even low-level MGTOWs, they don't exist. They have no need for social life and have enough financial funds to last their natural life. They don't contribute anything to the government and are anti-consumerists. So obviously you can see there, it's quite a wide spectrum, starting really from men who, they have long-term relationships, and then you got all the way on the other far end of the spectrum where you got men who just don't engage at all, essentially, in society itself. So in these modern times, is it a good idea for a man to go MGTOW? Well, it depends on a number of posturing factors. It depends on what type of MGTOW you're going to want to become, what you're looking to gain out of being a MGTOW, and the cost-benefit analysis with regards to MGTOW. So with regards to marriage, because marriage is a big thing with MGTOWs, marriage, in my opinion, is very risky for men these days. and I believe in the Lord, and I believe in marriage. So it's not something that comes easy for me to say. Just looking at how things go, the fact that 50% of marriages fail, the fact that women initiate, I think, 80% of divorces, it is against you. The cards are stacked against you with regards to marriage, and then anything that you have built over the years can be under threat. You could have your own house, own car, have some savings, get married, and then end up back at your mum's house while the woman takes everything and you're paying child support. If you live in America, you could be put in jail for not being able to afford child support, and not because you don't want to pay it even necessarily. So marriage really is a risky, it's very risky for men. So would I suggest getting married in these days and times? Listen, I'm making suggestions. Every man must make their own choice, and I'm not telling you, I can't tell you. I'm a complete stranger online on the other side of the screen, but I'm not telling you, I'm just advising you. So every man's situation is different. Should a man get married? It's risky. And my recommendation is, if you can't afford the divorce, then don't get married. If you can't afford what comes with the divorce, then don't get married. That's my advice. And it also depends on where you are in the world as well. If you are a male from Western society and you have relocated yourself somewhere else, then marriage may work for you. But if you're living in the West, you're the average guy, anywhere from a 4 out of 10 to 7 out of 10 on the sexual market value scale, and your finances reflect that, with regards to your finances are average, within the average range, then I would suggest not getting married. I would honestly suggest not getting married, because the statistics show that there's a sizable chance you're going to get divorced, and depending on where you live, the financial restraint, the financial damage that's going to do to you can be huge and could take some coming back from. So if you're average and your finances are average, my suggestion is don't get married. And as a general rule, if you can't afford the divorce, then don't get married. So the next thing I want to talk about, with MGTOW. So MGTOWs, generally speaking, the idea with MGTOW is don't get married. And in a lot of instances, I can very much see where they're coming from, and I very much agree that in these days and times, not getting married in Western society is a sensible choice. And that is a very hard thing for me to say, because I believe in the Lord. But the facts are the facts. And you're not going to want to financially ruin yourself and ruin your life because you got married to a Western woman, and the chances are that you could get divorced. There's a sizable chance of that. Now, with regards to other aspects of MGTOW, not dating women, and basically signing out of society, my suggestion is not to shun women completely out of your life. And the reason being is because whether you like it or not, whether you like it or not, much of what you do in life is going to but it's going to involve women, because women are the opposite sex. There's more of them than there is of us on this planet. And to completely shun women and to say you want absolutely nothing to do with women, it's not even really possible, because who's going to serve you at the till? Who's going to serve you at the till? How far are you going to take this? Are you not going to go to family gatherings because there's going to be women there? You can't completely shun women out of your life. So I don't agree with shunning women out of your life, and I don't agree with never having any type of relationship with a woman, because as humans, we are sexual beings, and whether we like it or not, we're flesh. And as biological entities, we have certain needs, wants, and requirements. And when you deny yourself of those for an indefinite period, depending on the person, it can cause real psychological damage. And that is when you see people shooting schools. That is when you see people driving vans into people. That is when you see people doing crazy stuff. Because they don't know it, but it's because they have either been deprived, they've either deprived themselves of something that is a biological need. Not in all cases, but sometimes they've deprived themselves of a biological need, or they've been deprived not by choice. So women are not choosing these men, and their subconscious brain is communicating to them that something is wrong, and this manifests itself in them acting out, because they're acting out of pain. In a lot of cases, people act out of pain. So I really do not suggest completely shunning women out of your life. So for the level 5 MGTOW, I believe it was, the exile, I really don't co-sign that. I do co-sign not getting married in a lot of instances, because of the points that I've already previously alluded to, but I do not co-sign just saying, I don't want to talk to women, I don't want anything to do with any type of woman, because it's not even possible really, and also you're going to deny yourself those interactions that will make you whole as a person. So I would suggest, at a minimum, have some short-term flings or whatever, have some women in your life, sexual or otherwise, because, and you can have periods, you can have periods where you say, I'm not going to talk to women for this amount of time, or have sexual interaction with women for this amount of time, and I'm going to focus on my hustle. There's nothing wrong with that. But to completely shun women out of your life indefinitely is, in my opinion, a mistake. And the other thing I don't agree with is the MGTOW level 5, just not talking to people, because humans are social creatures. You need to talk to people, you need to interact with people. This is all part of your mental well-being. There are people who don't interact with others, they live in their mum's basement, and these people have no social skills. You need to go out there and interact with people. Some people need it less than others. Me, I'm quite, I like socializing, but I also like my own time as well. And I'm probably someone who could get on quite well with not socializing with people for quite a long time. But if I'm from my observation, I'm a minority, and I still interact with people, but I'm a minority in that sense. Most people could not go as long as me without socializing with someone. And this is just me personally sharing how I am. But I still go out there and socialize with people. It's important to socialize with people. But overall, with regards to this whole MGTOW, it's up to you. Ultimately, it's up to you. It's your choice whether you want to go MGTOW or not. It's not a good thing to go MGTOW. It's not a bad thing to go MGTOW. Or it can be a good thing to go MGTOW, and it can also be a bad thing to go MGTOW. It depends on what you are looking to gain out of it. And listen, we are living in gynocentric times in the West. I can't deny that. We are living in gynocentric times. Men are falling out of favor, and everything these days seems to be about the women. Women's rights, women, girl power, all women are beautiful, fat acceptance, which really is overweight women acceptance. I'm just keeping it real, because when do you ever see it being about men who are overweight? You don't really. So a lot of things are falling out of favor with men. So these discussions do need to be had, because men are human beings too. Men are living, breathing human beings, so we need to have these discussions. But whether MGTOW is the right choice for you, it depends. It depends. You can gain a lot out of MGTOW because you're just focusing on your own thing. You build your money up. You don't prioritize women. That is a great thing to come out of MGTOW. Don't prioritize women. I'm not saying see women as nothing and women whatever, I ain't got time for that at all. I'm saying they shouldn't be your number one thing that you're always thinking about. You should put your passion and your goals before women. That's what you should do. And actually it makes women more attracted to you, so it's a win-win. But ultimately, I'm just going to conclude this video here. Should you go MGTOW? Up to you. My opinion, certain aspects out of MGTOW are good, but there are also some aspects from MGTOW that potentially, if you internalize it the wrong way, it could end up not being so good for you. And just to quickly go over those points, the good things about MGTOW: it teaches not being for marriage, and in these days and times, in a lot of cases, you are not going to be in a great position to get married. In a lot of cases, you could get the same thing out of not being married as being married, just being in a long-term relationship. Not prioritizing women, not making women the center of your universe. MGTOW teaches that. That's a great thing. You know, MGTOW has a lot of good things that it can teach you: to have self-esteem as a man, to understand that men are human beings too. These are great things, you know, these are great things. It can be a support network for men if you listen to a lot of content creators. It's a great thing. But on the flip side, if you take it the wrong way and you internalize it the wrong way, then it could end up not being so good for you. You know, if you say, I don't want to talk to women ever, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, not so good. We live in a world full of women. You're going to have women are going to be involved in your life, whether you like it or not. Whether it's family, the person serving you at the till in the shop, or you know, female co-workers, or you know, potential partners. Stepping away from women. You know, the other thing about MGTOW, not socializing and just signing out society, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. We as humans are social beings. You need to have women in your life in some capacity. You can minimize it, but you need women in your life to some capacity. You need people in your life to some capacity. So there are good things and bad things. I'd say take away the good, such as doing your own thing, you know, building your money up, understanding that you're a human being, putting your passions before women, and just, you know, not getting married in a lot of instances is the right choice to make in Western society. And if you can't afford the divorce, then don't get married. On the flip side, you know, I don't agree with the extremities of never talking to women and not socializing with people. So those are my thoughts. Whether you go MGTOW or not, on what level MGTOW you go to, is up to you. There are good things to take from MGTOW. There are good things to take from MGTOW. There are not so good things about MGTOW. You got to make the choice. So let me know what you thought about this video. I'd be interested to know what you think. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video, and I'll see you on the next video.